Hey everybody, it's Never. Would you take a look at that? That's a nice little reward from one garrison mission. Pretty great. So I'm stocking up on stuff here before 6.1 because that's what you want to do. There's a few changes that everyone's been talking about in 6.1, but the bottom line is that some of your crafting resources are going to be a lot more valuable than they were. And some stuff is going to go down in price a little bit. And there's plenty of places you can dig around on the internet to find the specifics about all of it, because quite frankly I don't fully understand it. But I do know that Garrison Resources is something you're going to want. So I wanted to go over how to get just a stupid amount of Garrison Resources. And I'll show you here. So I've got Master Planner installed because it's just the greatest. There's a few different things that you can do to increase your Garrison Resources. And by a few, I mean you do the same thing a bunch of times. So, for example, every once in a while you're going to get a garrison mission that gives you resources, and it's gonna have one or more slots that you can have. And what you want to have is you want to have a bunch of followers with Scavenger. You'll see that I got 3 really geared up followers with Scavenger. Millhouse, Manastorm, Soulbinder, Tulani, and Crowman. Now the nice thing about the way these are laid out is they all have different abilities. So between the lot of them, they can handle a bunch of different things. And the Scavenger ability, not so great anymore, but it's being nerfed, but it's still pretty good. And what it does is it essentially triples the amount of garrison resources you get for doing something. So if I put someone with Scavenger in here, that goes from 30 to 90. And so you can imagine there was a mission I had that I just turned in, that's the one you saw, that gave me 1,200 garrison resources, and it had like 100 and something that it was giving in the first place. But because it was tripled by one person from Scavenger and then tripled again, it was amazing. So that's how you add those up. It's being nerfed down to where it only doubles things, but that's still pretty good, and it allows you to get a lot of garrison resources very easily and very quickly. But in order to get people with Scavenger, there's 2 things you're going to want to know. First of all, you're going to want to have an item, and I've got one over on my rogue. You're going to want to have this item, the Follower Retraining Certificate. And there's some new versions of it coming in 6.1 that allow you to fine-tune things a little bit more. But essentially, that's one way you can get Scavengers, by rolling traits. The other way you can get it is by using the inn or the tavern, depending on which faction you are, and going over to the headhunter and recruiting somebody with the Scavenger trait. If you look here in my followers, you'll see that I've got this total noob cake blind orc. I mean, this guy was a real piece of work. He's lucky I even hired him because he can't even see, okay? And so, but he has Scavenger. So somehow, even though he can't see, he gets extra stuff from things. I think that what happens is that he's just kind of a beggar, and he goes around and begs for things, and people have such pity on him because he can't even see that they just give him extra stuff. And so, I mean, that's great for me because I get more things out of garrison missions. So if you want, hire like a blind orc or something, or and I've already talked to her this week, so I can't have her get anyone else, but you talk to her and you pick people with Scavenger. Now there's a new trait coming out that's going to be Treasure Hunter, and that'll do the same thing that Scavenger does, but for gold missions, and that's why you want that tavern inn thing right there, because there are missions that give you gold. And I kid you not, I make a couple of thousand gold every week just from sending folks off on missions, and that's going to double real fast here as I get people with Treasure Hunter. So use that and then gear up your followers and make them awesome like mine. Look, 655, 654, 640 stuff, because that makes it so they can do bigger, badder missions like this Highmall one. Okay, so when I get people, as soon as these guys are off of their mission right here, I'm going to be able to send them off and have a 96% chance to get some mythic Highmall 685 gear, and that's freaking awesome. So you're going to want to do that. The other way to get a lot of garrison resources is the lumber mill. You can use it to saw things up and get you garrison resources. That's great. You can also get the stables, and doing the dailies for the stables, that's how I got all the garrison resources I need to like buy all my buildings and stuff, is just from doing that. And now that combined with how well you can do quests with Scavenger, I mean, I'm just swimming in garrison resources. I got a pile of them over there that's got like like 20 or like 200 or 300 in there, and I haven't even touched it because I'm waiting until tomorrow. Because as you can see, I've got, oh, where'd it go? See, look at that right there. I've got 9,969 Garrison Resources. So I've got a bunch of them, and you can get that many too. Just get lots of followers with Scavenger. Even after the nerf, it's still going to be awesome. Another cool thing that's coming up is the best update that ever happened to World of Warcraft. My favorite update in the whole game was transmogging. That was the best thing ever. Because all the other stuff is really great and wonderful, but transmogging is something that stood out forever, and I've always wanted that. But the second most important thing that I wanted was to be able to do something like this. Oh, check it out, the Bloodmane Charm. Look how fabulous I am. I'm a kitty cat or whatever. I need to go into bear form and fight stuff. Oh, that's right. Just bear form. Oh, okay, well, at least when I go back, I can still see it, and that's not even always the case for some of these transforms, but no more. 6.1 means that you get to stay as this kitty cat while you're fighting, even though you're in bear form or whatever. And it might not be a kitty cat. I mean, there's all kinds of stuff. You can turn into a night elf and fight while you're a night elf, which would be pretty cool. Right now I can be like Ghost Bear, but it's still not as cool as actually just being the thing. So I'm really excited about the change that's happening. It's been a long time coming. It also means that there's certain shapeshifts that while you're using them, you can't mount on stuff. I know I've got one here. Moonfang's Paw. Alright, Ghost Moonfang. Do I want to mount up? Sure I do. Oh, you can't mount right now. So what it'll do is you mount up, and then it'll just turn the shapeshift off, and then when you dismount, it turns it back on for you. It's just wonderful. So hooray for that. 6.1 is going to be a happy time, and even though there's some weird stuff like Twitter integration and the selfie camera, I'm actually really excited about this patch because Blizzard's taking the time to fill in some of these gaps that people have wanted for a really long time. They just came out with a new raid, and I think things are going pretty well. Some people don't agree, but I'm really happy with the direction the game is taking, and they're fixing a lot of stuff. Now, there's still some stuff they need to address, like, why do we still have LFR and things like that, but overall, I'm really happy with the direction the game is going, and I'm looking forward to more stuff from Blizzard's new crew of 100 people or whatever. Anyway, thanks for watching, and good luck in how 6.1 treats you, and send the video around so people know to stockpile stuff so that they can make tons of ridiculous amounts of gold. And seriously, if you want to know specific things for each profession, dig around on the internet or look on YouTube. There's tons of stuff out there that'll tell you how to do all of it. Okay, thanks, bye.